What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JusticeXFalls. We back at it again with another video, and today we're looking at Sons of the Forest. This is one of those survival horror games we looked at a while back. We haven't looked at it in a while, so we're gonna check something out now. It's a little dev diary that IGN put together. We're gonna check it out. So without further ado, let's get to the video.
Sons of the Forest is mere months away, and if you're like us, you're desperate to know what's going on in the world of cannibals, deadly mutants, and poorly built gazebos. So, with a bit of help from the developers themselves, and what we could piece together from the trailers, here's everything we know so far about Sons of the Forest.
Working on my posture. I'm trying not to slouch. You don't want to be 60, 70 with a hunchback.
A core pillar to surviving in the first game was building structures, whether a temporary shelter to survive your first night, or a time-consuming log cabin. You'd flip between pages in your survival guide, select a build, plunk it down, and start collecting resources to chuck it into your floating blue ghost structure. This time, it looks like Endnight has made some big changes to the way we build, taking a far more immersive approach. Need a foundation for your cabin? Pick up a log, chop it in half, and place it down yourself. How about a defensive wall? Swing your axe to carve out the spikes just like you could in real life. Based on the trailers, Sons of the Forest is shaping up to be a more interactive experience, with new realistic actions and animations breathing life into the world.
They really are in that forest. They are working with these items. Bringing in the idea of having more animations tied to the interaction of these items just helped keep the player in the immersion. So no 2D screens of just this and this craft.
But keeping the player immersed doesn't just stop at building, it also applies to crafting animations too. When crafting weapons like a spear, you're now treated to the animation of your character taping up 2 sticks and using a knife to sharpen one end, in order to hunt for some food.
He eating that turtle meat raw. He's wildin'.
The world of the forest can be a pretty brutal place, full of dark caves and disgusting mutants. But at least it's not a lonely one. Although the forest had multiplayer, it now appears Sons of the Forest has other friendly characters to interact with.
So yeah, there's other characters in the world who aren't the typical enemy types, and they'll help you or maybe give you some information about the game or the story and help you lead you through the world.
Surprisingly, one of these characters is a type of enemy we've previously faced while playing the forest. Peppered throughout the various trailers are shots of a friendly Virginia-type mutant, working and fighting alongside the main character. While typically being an enemy you'd want to avoid, this Virginia is unlike any you might have encountered before. We're not sure how this unlikely partnership begins in-game, but having someone who can dual-wield a shotgun and a pistol seems pretty useful.
Tough.
But she might not necessarily be the only help you can get. In the Game Awards trailer, an armed soldier can be seen leading the player through a forest, but it's unclear whether or not this is another co-op player or someone who can be found in the game world.
Probably somebody who could be found in the game world.
While you might not realize it at first, the cannibals found within the forest can be a crafty bunch. Not only do you have to deal with various tribes, each with their own behavior patterns and difficulty, but you also have to consider what tactics they'll use against you depending on the time of day. With Sons of the Forest, it appears Endnight Games have taken their AI systems a step further, improving on what we saw in the first game by adding smarter gameplay systems. In this trailer, cannibals can be seen actively tearing down the player base, as well as trying to steal resources from them too. Clearly a step up from the encounters in the first game.
The AI in the first game was pretty
These zombies is scandalous.
hard-coded, like explicit interactions were designed, though a lot of it was designed in a way that made it feel very organic. And we really wanted to take that idea and actually really build it, have brains, have thoughts, have fear.
We get glimpses of these new, smarter enemies throughout the trailers, from enemies hiding away to ambush you at the right moment, to the player being able to scare the cannibals away if they've intimidated them enough. We can't wait to see what else they can do. With a sequel, inevitably comes new toys, and Sons of the Forest is no exception. In what appears to be some kind of bunker, you'll come across a 3D printer, a first for the series, and an entirely new way to craft unique resources. We only get a single glimpse as to what's created, a red mask, which can be used to blend in with the local population. Although we don't know much beyond its initial appearance, it does seem to have some use beyond just mask printing.
The idea of that is just to add another layer on that. So there might be things that you can't find, but you could create to
craft
fit
it.
with the world. The example might be the mask.
I like that.
Endnight isn't shy about turning up the creep factor of the enemies you'll be facing, and based on the trailers released so far, we're already dreading some of these encounters. Here are the new nasties we've spotted so far. In the reveal trailer, a massive hand can be seen dragging a soldier away. We're not sure what the full scale of this enemy is as of yet, but it might just be the biggest enemy we've seen so far. Next is a group of pale, faceless cannibals, and given the environment, could suggest that these fellas probably dwell deep underground in the game's various cave networks. Here we get our first look at the tall, gold masked wearing brute, who tosses a dead cannibal aside like a ragdoll. Given the mask, this could indicate a cannibal leader of some sort. This can only be described as the nastiest mix of split open appendages ever put to screen. You don't get much of a chance to see what it's capable of, but at least we know that a taser works well against it. And as if things couldn't get any worse, there's also an enemy conjoined by the hip, which can also crawl across walls. And lastly, another tall monstrosity which seems to be a mix of two mutants stacked on top of each other. Delightful. It appears there's going to be no shortage of new enemies to deal with in Sons of the Forest, but that doesn't mean the ones you faced in the past aren't getting any love either.
We've sort of taken a lot of the archetypes from the first game and sort of rethought them or reimagined them in some degree. Feeling we took from the first game, which is like how they interact with you, like the screaming and the sort of tribal nature of the enemies. We sort of kept that, and the creepies have the same sort of components that we wanted, but we've just turned it up as much as we can.
Exploring the forest is a tough job, and bringing the right weapon with you could be the difference between life or death. Thankfully, it's looking like Sons of the Forest has significantly expanded its arsenal of weapons.
We've added a lot more ballistic style weapons, so like there's pistols and shotgun and the taser, as you said, and then a range of new melee weapons. The Forest had pretty basic stats on a lot of the weapons. There were certain mechanics as far as like block mechanics, but we've sort of tried to extend that out as far as like how functional they are and how they behave.
A small crossbow can briefly be seen, which should come in handy for precise shots against cannibals from afar, or even for hunting food. From the 16th century to the 21st century, a modern handgun has finally made its way to the peninsula, not only acting as a great offensive weapon, but it seems to be a pretty good tool for scaring off the cannibals too. Not present in the forest, the shovel is first seen being used to dig up some dirt, but we wouldn't be surprised if it could be equipped as a weapon too. The pump-action shotgun also makes an appearance and can seemingly be upgraded with a rail system, added scope, and even an extra shell holder on the side, featuring the added bonus of blowing off the cannibal's bone mask as well when fired at close range. There's even the addition of some non-lethal weaponry too, from a taser to a stun stick, just in case you're looking to go down the pacifist route.
Well, who's gonna do that? Not us. Not on this
Details
channel.
regarding the story are slim, but from what we can piece together from the trailers and even the Steam store page, the premise seems closely aligned with the original. Swap out the crashed plane for a wrecked helicopter, a dad searching for his son to a group of soldiers searching for a missing target, and you've got yourself a good old-fashioned story of survival with a hint of cannibalism and, well, gazebo building. But there are a few things that caught our eye. We're shown a group of soldiers flying in the Sahara Therapeutics helicopter to an undisclosed location. Are we working for the company that started this mess in the first place? And where are we flying to? This could tie into the ending of the original game, with Timmy now being an adult and the person currently searching for Site 2. Is Timmy, along with his father, a few of the targets we're looking for? Potentially, as the trailer might suggest, with two unknown characters saving what appears to be the protagonist. We're still a few months away from Sons of the Forest, but if you've got an itching for even more videos, make sure to stick with IGN. Next month we'll be sharing our exclusive hands-on preview on Sons of the Forest, as well as more information about the game from the developers themselves. For now though, make sure to watch our video on the story explained in 5 minutes, or the latest trailer, and for everything else Sons of the Forest, you're already in the right place.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so but the plane's gonna crash. Looks like it. Looks like this game starts with a plane crash. But yeah, this game is looking very survival horror-ish. It reminds me of this game made by like these independent developers that I think they worked on Resident Evil, or they're just fans of Resident Evil. called Daymare. Just aesthetically and how it, how it looks and how it plays a little bit. I think Daymare 98 or something like that. If y'all know, let me know in the comments. So it looks like you're facing a variety of enemies. And you have a variety of ways to take them down. I'm really interested to see what that 3D printer does. Like, what else can you print other than that mask to help you blend it with the excuse me, to help you blend it with the cannibal characters. I wonder what else you could craft. The weapons seem interesting. It's probably not going to be nothing crazy other than, as far as firearms, nothing more crazy than a shotgun and a pistol. You might get a rifle, another automatic rifle. Who knows? Interesting enemy types. It's very creepy. Sorry. Whew, yeah, very creepy. And I like it. Like, I know that big tall guy is gonna be an issue as a boss fight. And he mentioned the enemies, they come run up in your spot, trying to take resources. I like that too, because it gives a sense of urgency. It gives a sense of urgency, like you and anxiety, because you never know when they're gonna come. So you always gotta be on your toes. You gotta keep moving around. You can't get comfortable in one spot. And you're going to be building multiple hideouts to keep yourself away from these enemies. So definitely looking forward to it. I've never played the Forest. If you played the Forest, let me know. Comment down below. But I'm definitely going to get into this game when it comes out, whenever it is. It's a few months from now. So it's December. It is December 28th as of me recording this video. This video probably won't be out till like another week or whatever. So, but you'll see it when you see it. So I'm guessing if this video is going to be out in January, he said a few months back in December. So I'm figuring this is like March, because a lot of games are releasing in March. Ari Remake is releasing in March. Mad Stuff is releasing in March. So maybe March, January, February. Okay, January, February, March, April, maybe April, May, or maybe even summertime. So we'll see. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this game in the comments. Y'all think this game was dope? Are you gonna get it? You see another weapon there, the crossbow. Y'all let me know. So and I like the companion you get, the alien, the alien companion that you get. Well, I can't call them aliens, or I don't know what they are, but those morphed people. Y'all let me know. So y'all already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. This is your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.